story right now in town has to do with a lawmaker who hitherto nobody even knew him. Nobody, really guessed exactly who it was. But of course, not saying he's not important. He was, after all, he was, voted in by his constituency in Abia State. But for the fact that he assaulted an e-hailing cab driver some days ago in the night, when that young man, was there to deliver his package for him, and their exchange led to something that's, very unsavory, that has been condemned by a lot of people. Even his primary place of work, talking about the House of Representatives, have set up an investigation into it. According to report, he has also taken responsibility for what happened, But let's listen to what transpired between this young man, of course, whose name is Abu Wasai, that's the driver of the e-hailing cab, and this lawmaker that everybody knows as Alex Ikweche.
You will not see any, you will not see penny from me. With this level of disrespect, you're very stupid. Very, very stupid. Madam, who is this stupid boy that you sent to my house? How can this stupid idiot come to my house and tell me that I'm supposed to come and meet him in his car and pick up snail that I'm buying from you? Can you imagine this rat? I can make this man to disappear in the whole Nigeria and nothing will happen. Can you imagine this rat? I'm not going to give this boy 1 naira of my money.
You're insulting me, sir, and I'm being quiet.
I pray that you do. I pray that you insult me. Can you please insult me? I'm not going to call my policemen to beat you up. I will beat you up. I will show you that I'm a big brother to you. I will slap the hell out of you and I will lie you down, lock you in my generator house. How dare you?
Why should you do that?
What the hell do you know who you're talking to? Do you know where you are? Because you saw me sitting outside here?
It doesn't matter, sir. Pay me, let me go.
Look at this monkey.
I don't care what I am.
Are you even looking at me that you can beat me? Or are you looking at me? What? Who the hell do you think you're talking to? Do you know who I am? I'm a senator of this republic. Do you know who the fuck I am? How dare you?
Are you slapping me, sir?
You see this place? You suffer. I'll deal with you.
Are you slapping me, sir?
I just did. Slap me back. Okay. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you?
Apologies for that foul language being used by someone who should be a representative of lots of people from Aba North and Aba South. This is Honorable Alex Ikweche. In fact, we have to remove that honorable. He's no more honorable. He's dishonorable as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad that this is the power of social media. Let's just lay that aside. The fact that the boy was able to record what transpired, and of course that has gone viral. The FCT Police Command released a statement to say that they've detained him, but others are saying, especially the very dark man, have said no, that he's not in custody as we speak. But of course, the Vanguard newspaper said they reached out to him, and he acknowledged that yes, he accepted the fact that he did this, and not really an apology, according to the Vanguard newspaper. He just says, yes, he takes responsibility for it, and that's it. So, I mean, this is not the first time we're seeing such. I could remember Senator Abo, where a CCTV in a shop, in a sex toy shop, actually captured him assaulting a young lady. We saw the uproar. Nothing was done to him. As far as I'm concerned, he wasn't arrested. At a point, he even stood up to his fellow senators to say, don't have to tell me what to do and whatever. Yeah, right now he's no more in the Senate. Maybe that's enough punishment, but I don't think, was he arrested? I can't recall him being arrested or prosecuted for anything. Now, this is it. You could see the language this lawmaker used. I will disappear you. I will lock you inside my guard room, you know. And he impersonated as well, because you're not a senator, you're a House of Representative member. He said he's a senator. That's an impersonation. I'm just saying this so that the police will note that as well, you know. And you know what breaks my heart is that he's a young person.
Yes.
One of the youngest members of the House. I mean, with this kind of behavior, is there a future? As they said, that the youths are the ones that is going to take over and direct the path of this country. But you're seeing young people like this in this behavior, you know, threatening somebody else who is doing his job. The good thing is I even mentioned that it will, I mean, you expect me to come out to come and pick the snail. I mean, you bought it. You're supposed to come out and pick it.
You know.
Is he supposed to knock on your door and lie on the floor for you to climb over him and pick? You know, I mean, from what you have, from what we've seen and heard, what's your take on this?
It's quite sad, Jimmy. Really sad that we have people who are supposed to represent us and lead by example, show quality character. These are the individuals that we're watching represent us badly and poorly, show us low integrity and very bad character in this part of the world. Yes, there is a future for young people. We just hope that we get the right set of young people into office. You know, a lot of times people tend to forget that being in the place of leadership is actually service to the people. And so because of the benefits that they get, it allows, or they allow those benefits to get to their head, and they feel untouchable. They feel that they're immune to anything that could happen. And this happens mainly in Nigeria. For this House of Reps member to be so confident and bold, you know, to make those threats to the cab driver, saying, I'm going to beat you up. He said, in fact, I'm not going to tell my policemen to beat you. I will beat you myself.
And lock you up in my generator.
In my generator house. And I'm going to disappear you and nothing will happen. Now, these are statements that could suggest something. You get, and you begin to look into all of this. Have things like this transpired before and nothing happened? Have you beaten up somebody and locked the individual in your generator house and nothing happened? Are you saying that you are above the law because you are a House of Reps member in Nigeria? Now, these are insinuations that he has already put in the hearts and minds of Nigerians. And he has to be properly investigated to know that, excuse me, to know that an individual trampled upon the right of another individual. Because as far as I'm concerned, the only difference between Alex Mascot and the young guy is position, maybe.
Yeah, that's
position.
the only thing. That's the difference.
The only difference. You know. But they are both citizens of Nigeria. And as a
they have equal rights as far as I'm concerned.
They have equal rights. As far as I'm concerned, Alex Mascot is to serve the e-hailing cab driver. Not the other way around.
Because
he's a public servant. And the young man was doing his job. I mean, if you don't want to come out and pick up what you ordered, send someone to go pick it up. But if you're out there to pick whatever you ordered, then pick it and get back inside. All of those drama was unnecessary. And it just shows the poor quality of character that we have in most of the persons that are representing us.
Does it also show that most of the Nigerians who or pretend that they want to serve Nigeria, to serve the country, are not really interested in serving the country, but their interests. They want influence, they want power, so that they can able to intimidate and harass their fellow citizens, showing them I have the power and and I can do whatever I want to do. And why this is really, really concerning is because many of these kind of people, before they were elected, they would go on different platforms. Probably, if he wasn't a serving member, and he would probably have done a video condemning what a senator had done. If you check, probably he has condemned Senator Abo some time ago to say, what is this nonsense? Because he's a senator, look at what he's doing, And then we get to that position, and all we care about is, I have the influence, I have the power to make you disappear and without any consequences, So I mean, Is it scary? Isn't this a bit scary to you that a lot of people out there are just gunning for that power, not to shape society in the right direction?
It is scary.
But rather to use it for their interests and do whatever they want to do. You know, as long as they feel there's no consequence. Yeah. Mind you, he has no immunity. It's just
He doesn't.
You know,
Yeah.
And then this is what he said.
Yeah.
You know. And he's just a House of Representative member claiming to be a senator. You know. Definitely, he might be ambitious. He's thinking of one day I'll become the governor of the House of Representatives. You know.
You understand?
And then, with this kind of attitude, how does, I mean, what do you think that even the House of Representatives should do at this moment concerning investigation? Now, because Nigerians now are clamoring and shouting that something must be done.
Of course.
You know, either to suspend him, like the British Parliament did to a member who was caught punching another person. They suspended him immediately and started an investigation. You know, what step do you think the House of Representatives?
I think the first step, Jimmy, is to suspend him as well, because I mean this is all over the place. You know, all Nigerians have seen it, Africans have seen it, and of course it's global. So the first step, first of all, from the House of Reps is to suspend him, and we'll begin the investigation. And whatever is being found out as well, too, you know, the law takes its due course in that particular regard. But to answer your question again rather about you know, situations like this being scary, yes, Jimmy, it's scary, very, very scary. And a lot of times we talk about the fact that some of us that are not even in a position of power exhibit some of these traits and characters in our little corners. And so imagine when you're not being placed in a position of power, it amplifies the character.
So just,
And so power reveals people, just like money reveals people. You understand? If this man, if this House of Reps member was a person of noble character, you know, you will see it display here. You will see the tone and manner or the pattern in which he would have spoken to the e-hailing cab guy, because maybe he had a good character. But because his character is faulty, we are seeing it being displayed in the way he's responding and reacting to a fellow human being because he's in a position of power. So I think House of Reps members should suspend him and carry out the investigation. And it's going to be a blow in the face of Nigerians. It's going to be a blow in our guts that we do not see punishment being meted out.
This is calling out to all Nigerians, social media and everything. This is not the Senator Arbo of 3 years ago. I think Nigerians, especially young people, should ensure that something is done, that this honorable or dishonorable, as I will keep calling him, you know, should face the music, you know, should serve a punishment. You know.
Should.
And the cab driver also deserves an apology and compensation as well. You know, I'm even surprised that the police haven't arrested him, and they claim that he was being detained. But sources have said, you know, I hope that the police will clarify that, yeah, we detained him, and of course, but it doesn't look like he has been detained, because what the Vanguard even said was that he's going to release a statement later today. You know, so if you look at it, a statement from him later today, we've seen what happened. So really,
what do you want to say? You know, deny it?
So would it be good to hear from his own side? Because I don't know what he will say to justify what he did, you know. So really, would it be good to hear from his own side?
Well, I think that's why investigation is going on. But again, whatever he's going to say, Jimmy, he has already shot himself in the foot. Well, let's hear from him. Definitely, we should hear from him. What led or what transpired to all his outbursts and all of that, and got to that extent. But whatever had transpired before, you know, the clip we saw, you know, I do not think, you know, gives him that right to make the threats that he made to this young man. Because anything happens to the guy, there's every possibility that we're going to point fingers at him.
Well, definitely.
Because he threatened that he can make him disappear.
Yeah, I also saw the video with the guy and the very dark man where the cab driver said he was actually arrested. The police later came in, took him to their station, and seized this vehicle. They seized this vehicle. I don't know if he has been able to repossess it as we speak, you know. And that goes to the extent to see what exactly who. I mean, he just calls the Nigerian police, come and pick this guy up, and they just pick the guy up. No, okay, what happened? Let's hear from both sides, and you know, and this and that. You know, it had to wait until the boy released that video before, the police started, the FCT command reacted to it to say, okay, we're going to find a way to. They even denied when he said, I'll call the police. In the video he talked about the police, and they said, that he cannot do that. He's not authorized to do that and things like that.
But he has odd list.
But yeah, of course, he must have one.
Definitely.
And then of course he must have influence in some police, in the police command, or people that he can call. He's a lawmaker, so that will happen.
Definitely.
But really, before we wrap it up, I just want to question: are we being hypocrite here, Victor? You and I. Would we do the same if we are elected, if we're in a position of power? Because this whole thing about, or have you ever been forced, maybe having a clash? Do you know who I am? Have you ever said that to anybody?
Now, truthfully speaking, Jimmy, I've not seen myself in that position to actually know who I am.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, who I be, to start with. You understand? To start with, I mean, look, if we stand now, you see how big I am. So,
it's not about how big.
What gives me the effort to even make those kind of threats? Now, Jimmy, we are not being hypocritical here. Like I said, it's individual based. It's your character, first of all. It's the character trait that you exhibit even before getting into the place of office that eventually amplifies and shows off to the whole world. If you're a person of poor character, yes, then you can now say you're being hypocritical because you might find yourself doing the same thing. But if you're a person of noble character, someone who have taken time to build your character.
Now that's one thing. We don't know if he's of noble character. Nobody knows anything about him. So probably a lot of people might say, oh, he's of noble character as well. A lot of people may have the story to say about him.
Who's seen that display? Jimmy, nobility and humility, they are like a twin concept that comes together. I don't know. I don't know what could make me, basically, in that regards.
Probably anger management as well.
Anger management is a skill as well, too, that you also need to put in place, basically. Now, you've known me for quite some time. I don't know if you've seen me in an outburst. I don't know if you've seen me in an outburst.
I haven't seen an outburst.
You get, and I haven't seen it as well in an outburst, basically. So these are skills that individuals already have.
Some of my friends who know me will tell you that Jimmy's anger
is a different level.
It's really not cool, which of course, well, it's something that it's a story for another day anyway about
so
anger.
I'm just saying.
I'm just trying to
look
at,
it depends on the individual.
You know why? What I'm trying to look is not, I'm not justifying what he did. Of course, from the onset, we've talked about what he did and pointed out that it was totally wrong. What I'm saying is that, as humans, to what extent do we get provoked into doing this, especially when we have that influence and power, and we feel aggrieved that somebody has done something, and then we want to sort of use that our influence and that power that we have in order to punish the person, and then we start making threats like this. So that's why I'm trying to wrap my head around it. That what could provoke somebody, who, for no reason at all, you slapped him thrice, for doing his job, and then threaten to make him disappear.
Sorry.
And threaten to even humiliate him like a dog by locking him inside your generator house and things like that. So that's why I'm looking at that. At what point do we look at it and said, no, this person, despite my status, is a human being. I respect this person. If whatever accusation we have, I will know how to control that situation in order not
to make it escalate.
Make it escalate and get to this level.
But let's come back to the context of the video that we saw. Some of the things that the House of Rep member said was that when he made that call, so who is this, blah, blah, he sent to me.
He was talking to the person who actually sent the
and then,
ECAP to deliver.
So he was trying to say, the young man asked him to come outside to pick, what you have ordered. Again, that's where this whole thing, I think that's where it started from the video that we watched. For the fact that he was asked to come pick the item that you ordered for. I mean, that's what e-hailing cab guys do. If you have
could it be that the guy said it rudely to him?
How? I don't know if the guy said it rudely to him. But again, I mean, hello, I have your package.
Because truly, we've seen some e-cab drivers who
that could speak rudely, no doubt about that. But still on still, even if the young man spoke rudely to him in that regards, and he doesn't want to go see him one-on-one, send some other person just to go and pick it up, and then let that go, let it go and do your stuff. Because as a leader, as a House of Reps member in Nigeria, of course, eyes are on you. Even if you're not as popular as many other persons are, right now, you're made popular. Not for the right reasons now, but for the wrong reasons. So Nigerians are looking at you and saying, hey, you're not
It's
deserving
disgraceful
of the
reason,
position that you're occupying currently at the moment.
you know.
So for me, I don't think that whether the cab guy spoke to him rudely or not, it does not warrant or justify the level of outburst that we saw in this particular video.
Well, I guess the investigation will continue today. We'll get a clearer picture of what the House of Representatives will do concerning this. As far as they're concerned, as far as Nigerians are concerned, he has brought disgrace to the House, has tainted the image of the Green Chamber as we do know it. So the House of, the Speaker probably in today's plenary, I think they have a plenary today, yes, will probably shed more light about this if he will be suspended. We've had the suspension of some lawmakers for even less, you know, matters like this. But for him, I mean, right now, he's the poster boy for everything wrong, you know, in people in power in Nigeria. Yeah. So therefore, something needs to be done. And we hope that the cab driver will be compensated and the law will also take its place anyway.